Hello, welcome to yoga class. Today's class is all about self-care and really making this time of your practice time to serve yourself. As we move through this class today, I'm going to show you some postures that you can achieve without any props. So if you saw the previous class, No Props Yoga, this is a second part to that, but very much focusing on the theme of self-care and self-love. So start to think about, how can you love yourself? What does that mean in your practice? Maybe it means not pushing yourself to the point where you feel major pain or discomfort, but still challenging yourself enough to feel a deep stretch. And this sequence today is very much about getting deep stretches so that you can release tension in your body. Another thing to think about is when to step forward and when to step back. So just like I was explaining before, know where your edge is. Know when you can push a little bit further, but also honor your body. If your body's saying, hey, this is just a little too much, let's back it down a little bit. Continue to meet your edge throughout the entire practice. So as we start each new posture, maybe you start to come in slowly and carefully. And then the longer we hold into that posture, the more you can find a fuller expression of that pose. So getting into it deeper as your body's ready and however that looks and feels for your body. So we're gonna start today's class in a seated position. We'll start with some breath work. Now, once you find that comfortable seat, know that I'm gonna be demonstrating without props, but you are more than welcome to include your own props if you have them and if you know that you prefer them for your practice. So coming into that comfortable seat, checking to make sure that the shoulders are above the hips and that the ears are above the shoulders. We've got that straight spine. We're reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling and we're rooted down in our seat. Now from here, we just simply relax the hands onto the thighs. Let there be a little bend at the elbows, so you don't want to activate the arms. Let them rest. Make sure you're not pushing on your knees. Palms to the thighs. Now let your eyes close. Bring your gaze inward. Now that the eyes are closed, bring all of your awareness to how you are breathing. On your next inhalation, notice if you can lengthen the breath. Inhaling longer, slower, deeper. And when you're ready to exhale, release as slow as possible. Slow, slow, slow. Inhale completely. Exhale fully. Continue to practice breathing in this way. Know that you're already performing self-care simply by paying attention to your breath and honoring this pranayama, this life force energy. Using this time of connection with the breath to not only help us transition into our practice, but to also calm the nervous system, helping to reduce stress and anxiety. With the breath lengthening and the eyes closed, and start to think about what self-care means to you. Maybe it means that you go treat yourself to a massage, or that you spend some time gardening, or visiting with someone, talking on the phone, eating chocolate. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel like you're serving yourself? Start to visualize what those things are. Keep the gaze inward. Breathe. As you continue to breathe with intention, as you continue to visualize what self-care and self-love looks like and means to you, I'd like to read you a little offering. Simply setting intention to love yourself is all it takes to remind us that we are in fact love personified. When we set intention, we plant a seed inside ourselves that needs watering to grow and flourish. With the intention of self-love, we send healing energy inwards, that if we allow it to flow without resistance, can fill us with everything we need, everything we are. When you set intention, it is important to release attachment to the outcome of what self-love looks and feels like, and find presence in this offering to yourself. Keep coming back to this seed and recognize and appreciate its process as you watch as it grows, blooms, and blossoms, and becomes the love that you are. Continue your breath awareness. Bring your attention now to whatever seeds you want to plant, whatever themes could use some nurturing and attention. This is where we'll dedicate our practice of self-care and self-love. Deep inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, open the mouth, release, let go. And gently start to flutter the eyes open, coming back into the space. And take your hands out to the sides. Moving with our breath, inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips reaching towards the sky. And then as you exhale, twist, rotating your torso to one direction. Now let's pause here. If you want to get a deeper twist, see if you can look past your shoulder. This is a great place to find your edge. To notice if you're practicing self-care and self-love. On the next inhale, the arms will sweep up. We'll find center. Exhale, opposite direction. Now, as you come into this side, gently twist, gaze back, and finding your edge of self-care. Noticing how deep you can take it, but also practicing self-love, not taking it too far. Listen to your body. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up, back to center. Exhale, take it back to the first side. Inhale, center. Now moving with the breath. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. One more on each side. Your movement follows your breath. We'll meet at center. And exhale, let the arms float down. Continuing to move through posture to posture from our seat. Now we're going to come into a side body opener, the part of the human body that we stretch the least. So as we move over to one side, we're going to find length on the opposite side. So we're really able to get in between the ribs to the intercostal muscles. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Now as you exhale, lower one hand down. Inhale, reach the top fingers up. And as you exhale, fold over towards your grounded hand. Now you might look down to this hand, make sure it's in line with your hip, and then maybe you walk the fingertips further out. As you reach over towards this grounded hand, swivel the chest up towards the ceiling. Let the bicep hover above the ear. Inhale, use your energy to bring both arms up, and then exhale, opposite arm comes down. Inhale, top fingers reach up. Exhale, fold over. Look down, make sure your grounded hand is in line with your hip. Reach. Keep the hips connected. Swivel the chest open to the ceiling. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We're gonna take one more in each direction. So come back into the first side, setting it up. And now that you're coming in for the second time, you might notice that you can open up a little deeper. Maybe you come onto your forearm, maybe not. The important thing is to reach overhead and to keep the glutes connected to the mat. Reach. And then find center. One more time, second side. Take your time to set it up and come into it. And as you reach, feel into the side body. Know that you're giving your body time to release congestion. If you notice that one side is tighter than the other, then you can spend a little more time on that side. Find your breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, take the hands down. Enjoy a full round of breath here. Open your mouth, exhale, let it go. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back and down. Movement following the breath. Inviting mobility into the shoulders, the upper back. Now set the shoulders away from the ears. Let the hands rest outside of the hips, or maybe they come back onto the thighs. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Pause here. Feel a nice stretch at the back of the neck. If this is feeling really good to you, you can stay here. Or you can come into movement. Bring one ear above the same side shoulder. Pause. Feel a stretch on the other side. Stay as long as you'd like on this side. When you're ready to move on to the second side, just bring your chin towards your chest. And then slowly bring opposite ear above the shoulder. Give yourself time to let the tension go. When you're ready, come back to the first side. I'm going to show you how to go a little deeper. So to go a little deeper, the hand that's at the same side as the part of the neck, the side of the neck that you're lengthening, you're going to take that hand to the front of the shoulder, just the fingertips. Now, the arm that you have, the direction your head is in, bring your hand so that your fingers are above your ear. Now you're not pushing, you're just gently resting your fingers, getting a deeper stretch at the neck. Gently release the hands first. Then bring your chin towards your chest. Take it over to the other side. Now you can simply stay here if this is enough for you, or the side of the neck that you're lengthening, take that same side arm, fingertips to the front of the shoulder. Opposite hand comes above the head so that your fingers are above the ear. Not pushing, just gently resting, feeling a deeper stretch. The fingers at your shoulder can gently guide the shoulder back and down. Gently release the hands first. Bring your chin towards your chest and then lift your gaze, look forward. Continuing to work with the upper body. As you inhale, reach your fingers out in opposite directions. Exhale, cross one arm over the other. Now bend your elbows, bring your hands towards each other. And then maybe you interlace the hands even more. Maybe the palms meet. Now, if the hands don't meet, that's okay, no problem. What we're working with is keeping the shoulders low, but lifting the elbows. Keep the shoulders low, lift the elbows, hold and breathe. On your next exhale, gently unwind the arms. Inhale, reach them out. Exhale, cross opposite arm on top, elbows bend, fingers are reaching up. Maybe the hands meet. Keep the shoulders low, lift the elbows. Shoulders low, elbows lifted. Breathe here, feel a nice deep stretch. On the next exhale, lower the elbows, release the arms, reach the fingers out, and then exhale, lower them down. From here, we'll come into a hip opener. So when you look down to your legs, you want to have one leg in front of the other. If your legs are stacked, we want to avoid that because we don't want bone on bone compression. So one leg in front of the other. If this is too much compression for your knees, you can open the legs out more to open up the angle at the knees. Now this is going to be a gentle hip opener. So once you have your legs set up, fingertips are going to come forward. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, walk your hands forward. Maybe you pause with your palms down, or maybe you fold deeper and come on to your forearms. What's important is keeping your seat grounded. So if your seat disconnects from the mat, then you've gone a little too far. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Fold as much as your body wants and needs to today. Feel into the hip of the leg that's in front. Take a few rounds of breath, let that tension release. Inhale, slowly lift the head. Exhale, slowly walk the hands towards the legs, towards the body. Now we're going to do that same thing again. We're just going to switch up the legs. So the leg that's in front, bring it behind now. Remember, you can open up the legs as much as you want to. Fingertips come forward. Hips stay grounded. Walk your hands forward. Come onto your forearms. Lower down. Take your time. Breathe into the pose. Come back to the idea of self-care. How can you love yourself right now in this moment? How can you challenge yourself, but without feeling pain or major discomfort? Always listening to the wisdom of the body and modifying any time you need to. On the next inhale, we'll slowly start to rise up. Exhale. Take the hands towards the body. Reach the crown of the head up. Straight spine, full round of breath. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh of relief. Feel the shoulders melting away from the ears. And then take the hands outside of the thighs. Extend each leg and open the legs wide. Opening the legs away from each other, but not so much that the knees are popping up. So you should feel the back of your thighs and your calf muscles grounded onto the mat. So we're coming into wide legs. Before we go further, we'll just bring our hands down to the mat. As we inhale, we'll point the toes, feel a nice stretch at the tops of the feet. And then as we exhale, we'll flex the feet. Inhale, point. Notice where you feel the stretch. Exhale, flex. Notice where you feel the stretch now. And let's take one more round. Inhale, point. Exhale, flex. Now relax the feet so that you're not pointing or flexing. Walk your hands forward. Think about folding the torso down towards the ground and just pause whenever you feel a stretch at the inner thighs. The deeper you fold, the more you're going to feel the stretch also in the back space. This is one of those postures where if someone walked in the room right now, they would think that I'm not doing very much at all, but I can actually target a lot of areas in the body. It's a really nice stretch for the legs, the hips, the back. Now that we've had a few breaths here, on your next exhale, see if you can fold a little deeper if your body's ready. If not, no pressure. You know what your body needs. With each exhale, give yourself permission to relax into this deep stretch. With deep stretches, we have time. Time to come into fuller expressions. Time to release more stress and tension. Time to connect with our body. And practicing self-care, meeting the body where it is today. Your next inhale, let the head rise up. Exhale, walk the hands towards the body. Back to that straight spine. Now looking at your feet, if the legs are pretty wide, shorten that distance. So the feet are still wider than the hips, but we're going to come into a posture where we're going to work one side at a time. So this is head to knee pose. We'll start off by bending one knee. Bring the sole of the foot to the inside of the thigh. Now, if the sole of the foot is to the inside of the thigh, we're going to have a smaller angle at the knee. So if you've got knee discomfort or knee issues, then you can open the angle at the knee by taking the foot towards the low leg. So adjust there if you need to. If not, you can start with your foot higher. So just find what you need. Now, the important thing is we want our torso that's facing forward to face the straight leg. So you can get there by bringing your hands to your ribs and then rotate your body to face your straight leg. Inhale, reach your fingers up, and then exhale, hinge at the hips. Lean forward. So you're bringing your arms outside of your leg. Now, maybe your forearms are down, or maybe it's more comfortable to have a little more lift with your hands down. Continue to swivel your belly and your chest towards your leg. Think about bringing your forehead down to your leg. Notice where you feel the stretch. Inhale, rise up, leading with the head, taking your time, walking your hands towards the body. Rotate your torso to center. Now we're going to do that same thing, but we're going to switch up the legs, do it on the other side. Knee that was bent, now the leg straightens. Opposite knee bends. Now this is a different leg. This is a different side of the body. You might take the option that you did on the other side, whether the sole of your foot was at the inner thigh or at the low leg, or you might have a totally different setup for this side based on how it feels, and that's perfectly okay. Recognize that our bodies are very asymmetrical. What we do on one side is different than what we do on the other side. We tend to carry our purse on the same side most of the time. We always drive with the same foot on the pedal. We eat with our fork in the same hand, brush our hair, brush our teeth. So it's not symmetrical how we use our bodies. So that's okay if your body feels different on one side in your practice. It's actually very normal for most people. So just let your body be where it is in whatever setup you need. Take your hands to your ribs. Then rotate your torso, face that straight leg. From here, take your hands, fingertips reach up, and then as you exhale, fold forward. Let the hands come down. Maybe the forearms ground down. Maybe you got a higher lift with the palms or the fingertips. Whatever is serving you is the right option. Keep swiveling that belly and that chest towards the leg. And when you're ready, fold deeper. Think about bringing your forehead towards your knee. Maybe you close your eyes and notice where you're feeling the sensation. On the next inhale breath, take your time to slowly lift the head. Exhale, slowly walk the hands towards the body. Rotate your torso to center. And then bring the knees in. So the knees are bent, the feet are in front of you. We are going to now transition from our seat to a little kneeling sequence. So we're going to practice balance and also deep stretching as we come into these kneeling postures. I'm going to demonstrate for you without props. If you have props of your own and you would like to incorporate them, as I said at the beginning of class, please do so, because as we come into the kneeling positions, you'll notice how your knees feel on the mat, on your floor space. So you might want to place a blanket if you have, or a knee pad if you need extra assistance. So as we set up in tabletop, our fingers are spread wide. We look between our knees and make sure that we can't see the feet. So if you can see the feet, just move them out until you can't see them anymore. As you inhale, let your belly lower towards the mat. Get a nice little back bend. And then as you exhale, lift your back as if you're going to tap the ceiling. Flexion for the spine. Inhale is extension. Tailbone lifts. Exhale, tailbone lowers. Lift the upper back. Let the head naturally go where it wants to. Last round before we come to a neutral spine. And then we'll meet at a neutral spine. From here, lift your right leg, extend it. So you're bringing your right toes to the back of the mat. Now, as you bring your right toes to the back of the mat, press your right heel back. Nice stretch for the calf muscle. You might even feel this stretch going into the psoas. From here, we'll start to set up for our balance practice. Inhale, lift the right toes. So the right leg is lifted. We can stay here if this is enough, or we can lift that left arm, reaching the left fingers forward. So whatever leg you have lifted, you're going to lift the opposite arm. If you want to go even deeper, you can bend your knee. So if the right knee is bent, the left hand looks for the right foot. Now, if you press your foot to your hand, you'll feel a deeper stretch for the quad. Gaze is forward. From here, if you made the connection, release, re-extend, bring the left hand down, bring the right toes down. So we're still working on this side. Right leg is still straight. Look to your left knee. Lift your left foot, rotate it off the mat, and then rotate your right foot so the sole of your foot comes down to the mat. Now, when you look down, you want to position your left hand, left knee, and right foot in line with each other. Inhale, reach the right fingers up. Option to stay here. This is a modified side plank. Option to lift that right foot if you want to challenge yourself. If you want a much deeper stretch, practice bending the right knee and then taking your right hand to hook onto the foot. Now press the hips forward. Feel a nice deep stretch at the front of the hip and into the quad. Remember, this is just an option. If that's not working for you, you can re-extend the limbs. And if that's not working for you, you can bring that right foot down. Reach the fingers up. Wherever you are, start to come out. Once that right foot is down, bring the right hand down. Swivel the left foot back onto the mat. And then bend the right knee, bring the right knee to the mat. Take a full round of breath back in your neutral tabletop position. Exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. Now lift that left knee, come onto the left toes. Press the left heel back. Feel a nice stretch at the calf muscle. On your next inhale breath, practice lifting that left foot. Feel into the balance. Now, if you want to go further, you can lift your right hand, reach it forward as if you're going to shake someone's hand. So if the left leg is lifted, the right arm is lifted. Opposite sides. If this is too much, bring your right hand down. If you want more, bend your left knee. Take your right hand to reach for your left foot. Press your foot to your hand, getting that deeper stretch, and gaze forward. If you made the connection, release the hand, release the foot, reach them back out. Take the right hand down. Take the left toes down. Left leg is straight. Now look to your right knee. Lift your right foot. Take it out to the right, off the mat. And then turn that left foot so the left sole comes down. Now, look to make sure that your right hand, right knee, and left foot are in line with each other, and then reach the left fingers up. Knee down, side plank. Option to stay here. Option to lift your left leg. Notice how this feels in your body. Find your edge. And if you want to go for a deeper expression, bend your left knee, take your left hand to reach and connect with your foot. Press the hips forward. Feel the front of the hip open up. Feel the stretch going into the quad, and breathe here. Exhale, let it go. If you made the connection, release, re-extend. Let the left foot come down. Take the left hand down. Bring that right foot back onto the mat. Bring the left knee down. Take a full round of breath here. Inhale all the way to the top of the breath. Exhale, let it go. Now look to your knees. Open the knees the width of the mat. Bring the big toes together. Send your hips to your heels. Reach your hands forward and then lower your forehead down to the mat. This is a wide-kneed child's pose. This is a great opportunity to stretch the hips. It's also a really nice time to get grounded. It's a great time to give yourself a reflective pause. Close your eyes. And simply bring awareness to where you feel the stretch in your body. Take a deep inhale breath. Feel the belly expand. And exhale, feel the belly soften. Couple more rounds of breath. Softening into the pose. Noticing if you're holding tension in any area of your body. And if so, just relax. And gently start to shift out. Lift your head, gaze forward, and then lift your hips. Press palms to the mat. Bring the knees under the hips. into our neutral tabletop position. From here, we'll find some mobility, fluidity for each hip. Once you're set up into your neutral tabletop, as you inhale, lift your left knee out to the left and up. And then exhale, bring your knee towards the mat without touching. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now, press the heel back and take a big circle. 2 more in this direction. And then take 3 circles opposite direction. Bring the knee down. Take a full round of breath. Coming into the other side. Inhale, lift the right knee out to the right and up. Exhale, bring the knee towards the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, lower. Press the heel back, take a big circle. And then we'll switch it opposite direction. Bring that right knee down, take a full round of breath. From here, we'll come on to our bellies. Walk your hands forward. Come on to the forearms. And then send the hips and the thighs down. From here, just stack your hands. Make a pillow for your forehead. Or maybe you bring one side of your face down. And just simply notice how it feels to be belly down in a prone position. Now as you inhale, feel your belly pressing to the mat. Exhale, feel the belly soften. Take a couple more rounds of breath. From here, bring your chin to the mat or to your hands. Bring your feet together. So feel your feet touching. We're going to get some length. This will be some really nice length for the legs and for the front of the hips. Inhale, lift your right leg. Keep it lifted. Now feel the front of the hip connected to the mat, but the thigh is lifted. Continue to hold the leg up. And then exhale, gently lower it down. Pause. Feel the difference between the right leg and the left leg. You likely feel more length in the right leg. And then when you're ready, on an inhale breath, lift the left leg. Now we're going to keep it lifted for a few rounds of breath. The thigh is disconnected from the mat, but the hip bone is still connected. Hold the lift. Exhale, lower the foot down. Notice the left leg. Notice the right leg. Now, if you felt any discomfort in your low back as you were doing that, you can bend your knees. Feet are lifted up. And just take both feet to the left, both feet to the right, moving the legs from side to side, releasing any tension from the hips and the low back. Bring the feet to center. Send the feet down. Now lift your head. And practice coming onto your forearms. Now, as you come onto your forearms, position your elbows underneath your shoulders. If this is too much for your low back, you can lower down and opt out of this one. If this is okay for you, then go ahead and bend one knee and bring it out to the side so that you're bringing your knee in line with your hip, and then you can bring your ankle in line with your knee. Now, gaze forward. Feel a stretch at the front of the hip of the straight leg. Just hold and breathe. Couple more rounds of breath. If the neck is bothering you, look down to the mat. Now, preparing to come into the other side, straighten the leg, starting off with both legs straight, back to the starting point. And now the opposite knee is going to bend and come out to that side. So we want the knee in line with the hip and then the ankle in line with the knee. Gaze forward. Notice how this side feels. And breathe. Know that we've done a lot of deep work in our very grounded practice today. Taking this time to really feel into the parts of the body that need deeper stretches. And all along doing this with self-care, with the intention of self-love and safely taking care of our bodies. In this way, we prevent injury. Go ahead and straighten that leg. And we're able to move through this physical practice in a really safe way. Now open the elbows out, bring the belly and the chest down. Bring the forehead to the mat or turn your head to one direction. We're coming into our relaxation pose. And typically we do this face up, but today we're just going to try the variation of face down. If you have your head turned to one side and that's really not feeling great for your neck, then stack your hands, make a pillow for your forehead. Breathe. By taking relaxation, belly down, it's a really nice opportunity to work with digestion. Each time you inhale and exhale, you're getting an abdominal massage. Just simply by having the belly pressing into the mat and then relaxing. If you're holding tension in your legs and your feet, just let the legs relax. If you want to bring your forehead all the way down to the mat, you can bring your arms out to the sides. Give yourself all the time you need here to completely rest and relax. Feel gratitude for this time of stillness. Let the eyes close. And simply bring awareness to your breath. How can you best love yourself in this moment? How can you serve yourself in this practice? How can you be your own best friend? You've done an excellent job today simply by showing up, being here for yourself in this practice. All you have to do is arrive to the mat and just do what the body will allow. Yoga is a practice because each day is different. And all we have to do is simply meet our body where it is on any given day. Close your eyes if they aren't already. Come back to the intention that you set for yourself at the beginning of the practice. What did you visualize? How can that serve you? Know that at this time, we're working towards closing our practice. If you feel very relaxed and comfortable with where you are right now and you have time and want to stay longer, please feel free to do so. This is your practice. If you're ready to come out into a seated position, you can do that as well. Let your body be where it wants to as we close. If you're transitioning to the seat, take your time. As we close our practice, we're coming full circle. We let the hands relax on the legs. We notice our breath. We notice how we feel after we've taken this time to serve ourselves. In this time, we feel deep gratitude for the ability to have this time and space for this practice. I feel gratitude for this amazing body that lets us move and breathe. Take one hand to your heart center, the other hand to your belly. Let your hands rest here at your torso, giving thanks to this body. Feel this gratitude that you're sending to yourself, sending yourself love and care. You are the most important person that you can care for, because then you're putting yourself in a better position to take care of and serve others. Thank you so much for taking your time to practice with me today. I understand how valuable time is, and I'm deeply grateful to you for spending your time with me. It is an honor to serve you. Namaste.